Have you ever been asked a question that you couldn't answer without risking your life? In Japan, there's one question whispered in the dark, one that chills the blood of anyone who hears it. Am I pretty? It sounds harmless enough, right? But behind that question is one of the most terrifying legends Japan has ever known, the story of Kuchisake-onna, the Slit-Mouthed Woman. A spirit cursed by betrayal, rage, and revenge who stalks the living, forcing them to play her deadly game. The origins, a betrayal of blood. The roots of this legend trace back hundreds of years to Japan's feudal era. The story begins with a woman of breathtaking beauty, admired by many. Some say she was the wife of a samurai. Others claim she was a mistress who indulged in vanity and infidelity. Whatever the truth, her beauty was said to be her pride and her downfall. When her husband discovered her betrayal, jealousy consumed him. In a fit of violent rage, he unsheathed his blade and sliced her mouth from ear to ear, screaming, "Who will think you're beautiful now?" She died that night, or at least her body did, but her spirit lingered, twisted and scarred, trapped between beauty and horror. From then on, she became Kuchisake-onna, the slit-mouthed woman, cursed to wander Japan, asking strangers the same question her husband once mocked her with. Am I pretty? The return of the legend. For centuries, the tale of Kuchisake-onna was whispered in hushed tones. Parents used it to scare children into obedience. Travelers shared it around fires to keep themselves awake at night. But then, in the late 1970s and early 1980s, something terrifying happened. The legend seemed to come alive. Reports flooded in across Japan of a mysterious woman in a surgical mask approaching schoolchildren. She would step out from alleyways or dark corners, stop them and ask, "Am I pretty?" If they said yes, she would slowly remove her mask, revealing her grotesquely split mouth, oozing blood. Then she would ask again, "How about now?" The fear spread like wildfire. Schools began escorting children home in groups. Police officers patrolled neighborhoods. Entire towns were gripped by hysteria. It wasn't just a ghost story anymore, it was a real threat. An encounter. Now imagine this. You're walking home alone one night. The streets are quiet, shadows stretching long beneath the street lamps. You hear the soft click of footsteps behind you. You turn, and there she is. A tall woman with long black hair, dressed neatly, wearing a surgical mask that hides her face. At first, she doesn't look out of place. After all, in Japan, masks are common. But then, in a soft, almost seductive tone, she asks, "Am I pretty?" Your heart races. Nervous, you say yes. That's when she reaches up, and with trembling hands pulls down the mask. Her smile stretches unnaturally wide, her mouth split open from ear to ear. Blood drips as her teeth glisten in the moonlight. She tilts her head, her voice now warped and sharp. "How about now?" If you scream, she kills you. If you say no, she kills you. If you say yes, she takes her blade and slashes your face, giving you a mouth just like hers. The strange ways to survive. But legends also whisper of strange tricks that might save you. Some claim that if you answer her question with something confusing like, "You're average" or "so-so," it will give you time to escape. Others believe she's obsessed with candy, particularly hard candies like toffees. If you carry some and throw it, she may stop to pick it up, distracted long enough for you to run, but even then, survivors are rare. Why this legend terrifies Japan? Why does this story terrify so deeply? Because unlike monsters hiding in forests or castles, Kuchisake-onna could appear anywhere. She blends into everyday life. A masked woman on a crowded street, in a quiet park, waiting outside your school. She could be anyone. And that's what makes her horrifying. She's not bound to the shadows of history. She walks among the living. Even today, some people in Japan claim to see her. A figure too tall with hair too long, watching from the corner of an empty street. Always masked. Always waiting. The real panic of the 1970s. What makes this more than just a campfire tale is the real fear it caused. In 1979, stories of Kuchisake-onna were so widespread that schools issued warnings. Parents escorted their children, and police documented increased patrols. Communities were paralyzed by a legend, And just like that, an ancient ghost story became a modern urban nightmare. The final question. So let's imagine it again. You're walking home, the air cold and heavy. The streetlights flicker, and from the shadows a woman steps forward. She stares at you, her mask hiding her mouth. In a soft, breathless whisper, she asks, "Am I pretty?" What would you say? Comment below with your answer. And remember, sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones who blend in. If you enjoyed this journey into one of Japan's darkest legends, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Because next time we're traveling to India, where legends speak of spirits that don't just follow you home, they climb onto your back and never leave.